Welcome to Spotlight San Diego. Today we're talking about a first-class real estate company that offers first-rate service and pristine properties worldwide. Let's welcome Brian Arrington, founding partner and CEO of Pacific Sotheby's International Realty.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, I want to know how the San Diego real estate market is doing and what you see in our future here.
Well, I think it's safe to say we're in a seller's market again. We're seeing appreciating prices. We're seeing multiple offers. Market's keeping pace with the growing economy, and affordability and inventory are probably going to remain as our biggest challenges. All that translates into increased prices down the road. So, if you're a buyer looking in the market, I'd say buy soon. Buy sooner rather than later because prices are going up.
Yeah, I got to ask you, Pacific Sotheby's Realty has grown over 120%. That's a lot. And just in the last year, what do you attribute that growth to?
You know, there's so many things. It's hard to put your finger on just one of them. But really, at the end of the day, it comes down to we've attracted some of San Diego's best real estate agents. And they're attracted to us for a couple of reasons. One, the Sotheby's Realty brand is a globally recognized. It stands for quality, it stands for expertise, it stands for professionalism. And it's very easy for our agents to relay that message to their clients. It also gives us the opportunity to market our properties globally. Around the world, our listings are shown. And then you combine that with the local marketing that we're doing, it's hard to ignore Pacific Sotheby's Realty in San Diego these days. So that's what's bringing agents on board to our company now. And it's really what's resulted in the lion's share of our growth. Our clients are seeing what we're doing. Our clients can see how we can showcase their listings in their homes around the world. You know, it's all that combined. I think that's helping with our growth. One last point I want to make on our growth is I think it's important to point out that we're a locally owned company. My two partners, Steve Games and Ida Jones Church, and I are all native San Diegans. We live here. We're actively involved with the company every single day. I think that's unique in the industry. Most of the bigger firms are all owned and operated out of state. And for an agent, having the ability to call any one of us at any time and get a person on the phone, get answers to their questions, get things done is important.
That's really important.
It is.
And to be experts here in San Diego. Now, does Sotheby's Realty only sell luxury property?
No, and I'm glad you asked that because it's a common misperception that we do. Clearly, we excel in the luxury property. That's where our expertise is in marketing. But, you know, the Sotheby's Realty brand represents islands in Thailand and castles in Scotland. But what we understand is that everybody's home is their castle. And every price point, whether it's an entry-level starter home or a multi-million-dollar home, deserves the same quality of marketing and professionalism and expertise. So we take great pride in the fact that we work with clients across the board as far as prices go.
That's great. Sotheby has quite the name, right?
It does.
It's branded as the elite name.
It does.
So tell me the history about Pacific Sotheby's Realty.
Well, I think it all starts with the auction house. The auction house, the Sotheby's auction house, was founded in the 1700s in London, and now it's the source for high-end art, luxury collectibles, jewelry, and being able to be associated with the auction house has made such a big difference for the company. When we can showcase our listings to the clientele of the auction house, and the auction house counts as their clientele some of the wealthiest individuals in the world, so it's a great demographic to be able to showcase our listings. It all started with that. Auction house decided to go into the real estate component in the early 1970s, but it was under a different model. It was more of just a marketing platform. They converted that to a traditional franchise model in the early 2000s, and that's when we were allowed to, or that's what allowed us to come into the market. And a franchise model is great because it gives local entrepreneurs a chance to build and develop the brand in their communities. So I was able to acquire the franchise rights for San Diego County in 2010, and did very well. We were growing quickly, but we were primarily just a central San Diego company. We had offices in Mission Hills and Coronado, Point Loma, and La Mesa, and we're doing fine, but we really hadn't pushed into the North County area. And then it's kind of a funny story because I happened to buy a house in Point Loma as my dream house, and it just so happened that next door to me was Steve Games. My new neighbor was Steve Games. Steve and his partner, United Jones Church, founded Prudential California Realty and grew it to be one of the largest companies in the country before selling it to Berkshire Hathaway. He was under a non-compete commitment at the time, so we could not discuss anything about real estate, but we got to know each other, we became friends, and eventually when that non-compete expired, we started talking about what we could do together and as partners as opposed to individually.
Yeah.
And we announced our new partnership on June 6th, 2012, and it's been nonstop, full speed ahead ever since. Now we're doing very well in North County, Rancho Santa Fe, and Del Mar, La Jolla, and it's been a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And your properties are amazing.
Yes, we have some
I've
good
seen
ones.
several of my dream homes flash by. Okay, tell me, how does Pacific Sotheby's International attract international buyers?
Well, it starts with the brand. I mean, the brand has 700 offices in 60 countries around the world. And the agents in each of those offices are our representatives for here in San Diego. They have our listings on display in their offices, just like we have their listings on display in ours. So that's really the true power of being international, is where we have agents on the ground in different cities, different countries around the world. Combine that with the global media partnerships that Sotheby's Realty has put together with some of the preeminent media companies in the world, International Herald Tribune, the BBC, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and then if you narrow it down even further, we have media partners that are specific to certain countries. South China Morning Post is a big one that we use to showcase our listings in the Asian market. So it's the quality of marketing and it's the breadth of the marketing, distribution of the marketing campaigns that we put together.
Amazing, amazing, I tell you. Okay, we hear about the international buyers all more but who are the buyers? Who is that? James Bond. I get this visual of a James Bond kind of character. I'm sure I'm not right.
That's what most people, I think.
I like that dream.
But the truth of the matter is that more often than not, the international buyer is a hardworking, middle-class family that's looking to diversify their real estate portfolio, and the U.S. is a safe place to own real estate. So typically, it's somebody looking for a starter home, maybe a condo downtown, or maybe a 2 to 4 unit apartment building, something small, and usually it's something for their children.
And I bet people don't realize that. I bet they think if there's going to be an international buyer involved, they want something that's worth millions and millions of dollars.
And people make that mistake. They think somebody's going to come from overseas and just write a check for the home they fall in love with. And sure, that might happen, but usually it's somebody buying a home, maybe even for their children while they're going to school here. They're sophisticated and they're savvy. They often know the value of what they're buying more so than people right here in San Diego do.
Are they easier to deal with than local buyers?
Well, sometimes, and sometimes not. I mean, they know what they want, and they know, like I said, they know the value. So really, it's just a matter of spending the time with them, showing them the inventory, and when it all comes together, it comes together. But no, they don't ever make the mistake that they're just going to overpay for something. Yeah,
I would assume that they already have made their mind up they're going to buy something, unlike a lot of people who might be out there looky-looing.
That's
so
right.
That's a big benefit.
If they've made the trip here, or if their children are going to school here, there's a commitment there to buy. So yeah, at least we know that they're serious.
I love it. All right, do you have a mission statement?
Well, I think our mission statement goes back to the question you asked about price point. We are about a level of service, and across all price points, entry-level homes to multi-million-dollar estates. We want to be our clients' agents for their whole life. Because you can't buy class. Thank you so much for joining us on Spotlight. And thank you for tuning in. Feel free to contact Brian at 619-993-4641. Again, 619-993-4641. Have a great day.